Good day. On behalf of the Royal Botanic Gardens KEW, I'd like to welcome you to the FloraGuard webinar. My name is Kylie Cowell. I'm a Senior Science Advisor at the Royal Botanic Gardens KEW and Head of the CITES Scientific Authority for Flora in the UK. Today's webinar will present the findings of the FloraGuard project, which looked at the illegal trade of endangered CITES-listed plant species. Just as a heads up, I'd like you to use the chat function on your screen to ask questions during the presentations. We will try and address these during the question and answer session at the end of the formal presentations. Please do like questions as they are posted, as this will help us address the most popular and pressing questions. We have over 200 participants joining us from around the world today, and we are recording this webinar for later viewing, should you be interested. I would like to draw your attention to the FloraGuard report, which has recently been published. If you haven't read it yet, I do encourage you to do so. This webinar will provide an in-depth overview of the cross-disciplinary work that was conducted on the project. But for more in-depth information on each of the aspects of the project, you can find this in the report in the individual chapters. Alternatively, you can also read these papers which have been published as part of the project. Indeed, the online trade of endangered plant species has not readily been recognized as a threat to those species in the wild, and it's often overlooked in international wildlife trafficking interventions, where often the more charismatic animal species take preference and take center stage. Yet plants do have a higher economic value than animals, and more plant species go extinct annually than do animals. The KEW's State of the World's Plants and Fungi report found that 2 in 5 plant species is threatened with imminent extinction. Addressing the illegal trade of wildlife plants calls for a cross-disciplinary approach. And so in this project, we drew together a CITES expert who understands the plight of plants affected by illegal trade, a computer science guru to develop tools to search the multitude of online posts, a criminologist to identify suspect behavior, a law enforcement expert to help interpret findings, and botanists to help identify species, whether they're wild or cultivated.